3, 2, 1, go.
Alright guys, welcome to Kitchen Raw Cooking with Steven and John. We're your hosts today and we're going to teach you how to make popcorn. So we've got an assorted variety of ingredients today and we're going to show you how each one can be its own delectable variety of popcorn.
Here we have Steam Bubbles, yellow, and corn. We have corn double sweet, classic corn on the shuck, candy corn, and cream corn starch. Alright, the first thing we're going to be doing is freezing the corn. That way when we're ready to cook it, it's going to be unraw. So what you want to do is leave your corn in the freezer for about, I'd say 18 hours. It gets it nice and ready. So we've already done that process for you. We're ready to pull it out. How we like to stack it is completely independent of each other, so no precipitates get on the rest of the corn. We have 3 here, but I'm just going to start with 1, just in case we can show the process multiple times if we have to. Here you go, Steven. And yeah, I think we're ready to cook some corn.
Alright guys, so in preparation to make your popcorn, the first thing you need to do is you need to get a pan and you need to put it on the burner and you need to fill up a glass that's about 1 Pyrex worth of water, alright? Can you put it down for me so I can fill it up?
Just before we do that, I want to tell the audience that we're using cast iron. It really brings out all the flavor in the corn, and the trick is to never clean it, ever. That's how you get the most oil and stuff. I'm so excited, dude.
This is gonna be some real good popcorn. Alright, heat it up for me.
Alright.
Woo! Okay, keep it on. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh,
And yeah, it should be good to go in about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll cut back to you whenever it's ready.
Yeah, just let it boil and then bring it to the simmer.
Yeah, and yeah.
Try not to touch it as much. It's like a meat. You don't want to press down on it and let all the juices out.
So this is the proper technique for opening any corn package. Usually the larger the knife, the more efficient. If you don't have a knife that's at least 8 inches long, then you just aren't allowed to make popcorn.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's actually federally regulated, believe it or not.
No kidding?
Do not try to make popcorn if you don't have a knife at least 8 inches long. Alright, so I really like to keep my popcorn evenly spaced out. You don't want to get any like big lumps on one side or the other. It really prevents the popcorn from fully popping. Alright, I like to use my own special ingredient, extra virgin olive oil. It really makes the flavor pop. So you just want to add a little dash of this, just get it a little bit wet. And then make sure you stir that around. You don't want to use a spoon for this. You want to use your finger because it really preserves the flavor. If you use your spoon, then it gets metallic flavor and your popcorn doesn't taste good.
Yeah, you want to get as much oil in there as possible, especially from your fingers.
Honestly, I like to get a layer of oil above the corn just to make sure it's really sealed in there. But
if you're wondering why, it's because we're not using cast iron, so we have to make up for the oil deficiency somehow. It's just science.
Alright, so our corn's about ready. I gotta put this in the oven. See, this is an older version, so we're gonna have to put it in at, 550. I think that's its maximum temperature. You really want to get corn up to 600 or 700 degrees. That's when it really absorbs the true flavor that you want to be tasting whenever it's cooked. However, 550 will do fine for our purposes today.
Steven, for our audience, what's the hottest you can cook this popcorn at?
I really don't think there's a maximum temperature for cooking the popcorn. The best popcorn I've ever had in my life was about 1300 degrees Celsius. That was just the best popcorn I've ever had. I mean, I cannot stress enough how good that was. The hotter you can get it, the better it'll be.
Alright, so next we're going to show you how to cook the corn seed. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, but my favorite way is to cook in a toaster. So first you want to open your corn like I've already done. The great thing about this is dehydrated, so when you go cook it, it cooks really fast. The first thing you want to do, of course, is turn your toaster. And then you just pour it in. I really like to spread across the entire toaster just to cook it as evenly as possible. So just lightly pour it in like so. Oh, gotta get this one on.
All right, perfect. Now, the great thing about this is you just have to, there's literally no maintenance. Just wait till it pops up and your popcorn should be ready.
So preparing candy corn for popcorn is actually surprisingly easy. So the first thing you want to do with the candy corn is you want to get it cold. It's the opposite effect of what you would expect. You don't heat it up to pop it. It actually freezes and then pops. So the first step is just, putting it in the freezer.
So we just showed you how to cook 4 out of the 5 products. They'll be going and they'll be ready pretty soon. The last one we're going to teach you how to cook is cornstarch. We say this one for last because it cooks the quickest. There's actually no heat involved. All you have to do is add to water. So let's go and open it up. It's open, lift, and fold back. Okay. Oh. So this is the nominal way. You want to get as much surface area as open. This kind of hurts my fingers to do, I'm sorry. Now we just simply add it to the water. I'm going to stand back because this reaction could happen any second. Just spread it around. It should be... I'll try to add some more. I don't know what's going on here. Huh. So it turns out that I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe we'll just let this sit for a little bit longer and see what happens. Sometimes these things, they need to curate or something. I read about it in Vlog Weekly. It was a Snapchat thing. So we'll just see what happens. But let's go back to the rest of the corn products, and at the end we'll wrap it up and show you how we did. So this is how I make popcorn. Did I fool you? We literally have no idea what we're doing. This is the only thing that's left. The rest are just ash.
I mean, I don't even know how this burned at all. We were cooking it in water, so we came back to it like this and we were just confused.
There's one other thing we could try, and we're going to, for your sake. The microwave. I've seen it in some movies a couple times, and we think it's worth trying out. So that's our next step. Hopefully it's going to turn out better than this mess. Alright, so we're down to our last 2 corn on the cobs. This time though, we're going to do it right. Throwing in the microwave. Because I'm sure we've all done this before, I'm not going to go over too much. Just throw it in. I usually go for about 2 minutes. You want to listen for the pops. Once they start to die down, that's when you know it's ready to take out. So 2 minutes from 54 will be 93. 93, 54. Man, math is hard. So there we go. We'll come back in 2 minutes, and this time, I know it's just going to turn out right. All right, so it's been 2 minutes. I'm pretty excited about this. Let's see how popcorn looks. As you can see, just as expected, popcorn cooked perfectly. This is enough to feed a family, so if you ever need help cooking popcorn, just let us know. Refer to this video, and we'll show you how it's done.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try the candy corn, see if that produces anything different. We want to just see as many recipes as we can. So I'm just gonna put a healthy amount in my hand, and we'll cook it for another 2 minutes. Just put that right there, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we just cooked our candy corn, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Oh, baby.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Look at this. Caramel corn. Well, now we know how this is made. So that's the end of this video.
Next week, we're going to talk about different kinds of cultured food. We're thinking we're going to bring some homeless, see what street food's like. So we'll see you next time.